that's what we're going to be looking today. You know, NVIDIA chaos, FOMC rate decision, and the future of the currency trades. All right. I can't miss the webinar. That's good. So first one is NVIDIA chaos. I like to say NVIDIA chaos because there's lots of things happening, as I say, on the actual stock market, not only on the FX side of things, but on the actual stock market. That I found it interesting when I saw that. I was like, NVIDIA is down 20% since last week to today, if not even more at the moment. Okay, so there's something happening that I will let everyone know. Okay, FOMC is set to hold interest rates again this week, as we all know, 29th of January. So for me, it's tomorrow. For you guys, in probably 2 days, if I'm not wrong. FOMC have the meeting, and they are predicted to be holding the rates again. If I'm not wrong, we're going to have a look on that later, but 96% of the market is expecting the FOMC to hold rates again. And what would change if they hold? What's going to be like for the US dollar? It will depend on the hiking, it will depend on the hold, it will depend on the cut. What will be the triggering for a stronger or weaker US dollar? And last but not least, how this all will infect the currency and react towards the market. The FX most likely affects spot, I would say, but there's definitely room to be trading NVIDIA. As I say, should we long it? So that's my question. Think about it. Before we go any further, guys, as usual, I have to give the disclaimer. So I'm just gonna go to the next slide. I'm gonna leave there for a minute. Go through, read that, and then we can actually officially start it. How can I take it off? Oh, there you go. Cool. So first of all, let's talk about NVIDIA. So let's go into the 1 hour and look at this massive candle. I mean, it's huge, right? We can see here that on the opening today. So that's today, as you can see on the bottom of there, 28th of January. So all the way from the top, from this spike down to where the price is now, this is down 7.8%. Well, it's okay. NVIDIA has been down more than 7.8% in a day. But the big thing is, if we look back to last week, from the top of 7th of January, not last week, 2 weeks ago, from the top of 7th of January, and we go all the way where we trading at the moment, that's a 22% decline. Even if we take from last week to today, so from the 25th all the way now, that's a 20.2% decline. So it's a bit of a bigger, a bigger loss than what most likely NVIDIA was expecting. Because if we look at the 4 hours, we all know that NVIDIA has been coming from a huge uptrend rally, okay, since 2023, when ChatGPT and then, all the computer mining sort of thing started to pace it up again. And then we saw sort of in stagnation at somewhere around $50, $45, around that mark. And then we saw a huge explosion to $150. Okay. So since 2023, NVIDIA has gone up. Let's just have a look. Pretty much 1,000%. All right. So that's like in probably 2 years, 1.5 years, what Trump coin did in a day. So it's insane. It's a really, really hiding gem that everyone is sort of not trusting at the moment. Okay. Now, what's going on with this huge down move? Because if we see before, right, we had much bigger moves for much more sustained period, like this one for 69%. NVIDIA was down 69%, and now it's down again 20%. So basically, the NVIDIA recent stock decline, as we can see here, it's primarily attributed to one thing, and that's the merge of the Deepseek. All right. For those who don't know, Deepseek is this little guy here that I'm going to explain a little bit later. So Deepseek is this. It's pretty much this. All right. So this company, Deepseek, is this company. If I can entitle like that. Let me come back here. Okay. So it's basically a Chinese AI startup that the development has raised concerns about the NVIDIA future growth, right? So that's one of the reasons why NVIDIA has fallen so much. So Deepseek AI model, it's known as the R1, as we can see here. These are all the specifications of the model. So it's an R1 model, and it employs the pure reinforcement learning. It's a technique that it's used for machine learning, pretty much, in simple terms. So it enables to achieve much more advanced performance in tasks like mathematics, coding, reasoning without relying on like a supervisor data, etc. So the R1, it operates very efficiently with much less computer power. And this will reduce the dependence on the high-end hardware like the NVIDIA chips, the advanced chips that they have. Okay. So the efficiency lead to significant, I would say, make the investors afraid. Okay, with the company losing pretty much $600 billion in market capitalization in one of the largest single day loss for the public, all the public listing company on the Wall Street Journal. So Deepseek open source approach is releasing the AI models under the MIT license, and it gives us some challenges to US companies that offer proprietary AI technologies. The strategy that they're doing, it could disrupt the existing pricing models. Like, if you don't know, ChatGPT. So let me get it here, GPT. If you get in there, GPT model, GPT-4, there you go. So if you go in here, you can click in products, and then you can go for pricing, and there you go. So you have the $0, that's the free version, but you don't get much things as you do on the Plus. And the Pro, you don't get, the Pro version is the best version. So it's $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. That's US dollars. And the Plus is $20 a month. So US dollars again. And the free version is free. But there's a few things that are very interesting on the Plus that you don't get on the free. So on the free, you get sort of a free trial. I think it's a locked-in period trial that you can use the Plus for free. And then after a certain time, you get locked up. So basically, they've took the AI model that they have, and to be profitable in some way, to bring revenue for GPT company, they've done licensing of these softwares, that it's online. everyone knows how to use GPT in those days, right? It's literally free. If you don't want to pay, you don't need to pay. You're going to have some to, I think there was a guy that he made like a study. Like he got the free version and the plus version, the pro version. Like the free version gave him an all right answer. The plus version gave him a very good answer, and the pro version gave him like a really, really like top end answer. So there's those cons and pros. If you're just using for general research, I mean, come on, free is good. If you're using for school, university, work, plus if you have an enterprise, then pro would be the best. But we're not here to talk, and I'm not here to sell those products. I'm just here to show that Deepseek is coming to revolutionize this, and it's completely free. Okay, so they're not going to charge anything. Now, the company has indicated that China is rapidly closing the AI gap with US. It's shown this, it's proven to this, because China was a little bit behind, and now it's literally, like side by side with GPT. That was the biggest one. It was, and let's say still the biggest one in the world. But Deepseek came in to be a competitive. Okay, so it's basically intensifying the global competition in the field. So, in response to the Deepseek's innovation, industry leaders like some of the biggest names, they are acknowledging the invigorating competition. So, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has promised more advanced models, and that he recognized the need to stay ahead in the evolving AI landscape. Of course, this situation showed him that he's getting behind and he needs to reevaluate the massive investment in AI developments. And has to be making more efficient solutions like the Deepseek's Emerge solutions on the R1 did. Just so you guys know, I think, if I'm not wrong, it can be wrong. Like I don't have the numbers correct, but OpenAI, that is the owner of ChatGPT. OpenAI is the company. ChatGPT is the product. So OpenAI invested billions and billions of dollars into ChatGPT to buy the chips, to buy the high-end chips. Every time that NVIDIA was releasing a new chip with a higher computer power, OpenAI was going to go and buy it. So it's a huge investment. Then Deepseek came in and say, well, we don't need to invest that much. We can just invest like 5 million and it should be fine. And they've tried and they did it right. Okay, so that's another point that it's prompting the stock to go down, because wait a minute, there was a company, buying from us every time we release a better and bigger chip, of billions and billions of dollars. I mean, come on, that's free money. We just release a new one tomorrow, and then the next month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and then we are billionaires. It's easy. And then Deepseek came in and said, look, we can do much better results. We can make much higher computer power with a much lower budget. We don't need the high-end chip. We can get this chip from NVIDIA. And then they got that chip from NVIDIA, and it's working, and it's proved to be working. So, it's just one of those technology curiosities that is happening on the market at the moment. And to be honest, I don't think this fall will be any like huge drop, something like that. Okay. We potentially can, yes, continue to come down and then go up again, because yes, okay, Deepseek it's a startup. They don't have that much money as OpenAI have. And who is backing OpenAI is Elon Musk. Okay, so there's also a thing that makes me feel like it doesn't sound right. So yes, we did have this immediate negative impact on NVIDIA stock, but some industry um, did have as well, like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq as well, heavily falling because of NVIDIA corporation, etc. But some experts in the field, on the AI field, they believe that the Deepseek advancements could lead to greater AI adoption, and consequently, AI will increase the demand for NVIDIA chips, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say, because they argue that making computing more efficient and affordable, as the model of R1 from the Deepseek did, it could expand the market and ultimately benefit companies like NVIDIA, because if someone has 5 million, then they can start an AI sort of business and they can buy the same chip, because Deepseek has open source code. So you can like literally see what they did into the AI model. Okay. So if you go here, that's GitHub. So maybe we can come into images. It's easier. Um, it's all here. It's public library. So you can come here, math exam. There you go. It's here, protein. It's all here. So they can do by themselves, like literally copy and paste. You can do the same thing. So there's definitely a very big market, in my opinion, and I think it is a good moment to long. Not at the moment, but it's a good opportunity to buy at a discounted price if you can sort of understand me. Is everyone good? Is everyone following up? How's everyone doing? What do you guys think about that? Let me drink some water. Cool, cool. All right, that's good. Now, my opinion is that yes, NVIDIA can come probably to the $200. Okay, so let me just put it up here, and then coordinates $200. Yeah, and NVIDIA can probably come to the $200 based on, yes, it will discount this price. Okay, it can discount very heavily, but it can't discount to zero, right? NVIDIA will continue to sell those chips, not as by billions and billions of dollars, but it will continue to sell maybe on a larger scale for more small business, okay? Because it's more affordable. Exactly, because the AI will boom higher if it's more affordable. And then what will happen is the price will reverse, and then things will go south, things will go north again, and everything should be fine. Okay. So that's about it from NVIDIA. Does anyone have a question? What I'm trying to say is that Deepseek is basically offering more efficient and cost-effective solutions for everyone. And this is challenging the already established players like the NVIDIA and the potential relationship that they have with OpenAI, and any future dynamics of the business that are going in this direction as well. All right, cool. Now it's just monitoring, but yes, I do believe that NVIDIA is still a case of long. opportunity. It's just not at the right moment, of course, but there's definitely opportunity to buy from the bottom here or even somewhere here if it gets there, of course. Probably will be very slowly but surely. Okay, next topic. We all know FOMC's due this week. And what I have here is 94%. Let me just check again. Yeah, 97. Well, just increased. 97.3% chances of no changes. All right. So I've shown everyone already. The current target rate is 425 to 450. As we all know, it's not, interest rates are not one single number. It's not like, 4.25%. It can't be that because it fluctuates from ups and downs. Okay. So we have a range. It's 425 to 450. And that's what they mean by the 25 basis point. It's basically 0.25%. And this will always be the difference between the lower band and the higher band of the interest rate, the target rate. Okay. So the next meeting is on the 29th of January. We have 97.3% of probability to be no changes at all. And the market continues to price in two cuts for this year. Sorry, one cut for this year in July. Okay, so if we look at here, there's a 41.2% probability of a 25 basis points cut. Okay, so the current rate is 425, 450. Then they are predicting 4 to 425. And then we have September with no changes. And we have October with maybe, well, there's 1.1% probability of a cut, okay, in October, and then in December, no changes again, okay? So most likely what we will see is, if we look at the US dollar, let me just get into FinLogics and get the US dollar. I think we don't have the pricing as well, true. Okay, so let me grab it here. Okay, so as we can see, the US dollar is trading at 107,829. It has had a big drop, okay? Did back some recovery because of China PMIs. Okay, so China PMIs last week on Friday was really, really bad, lower than expected. I think it was 49 for manufacturing and 52 for services, or the opposite, can't remember much well. But, with Trump looking to maybe tariff 10% on China, it made the US dollar a little bit stronger on today's session. Do I think that the NVIDIA fall will do anything with currencies? I don't think so. In my opinion, I think stocks, yes, well, in a sense, 1%, but it doesn't come to this argument at the moment. But in a sense, not really. What will most impact is the FOMC statement the speech from Jerome Powell. So as all know, after the rate decision, a few minutes after, we do have the Jerome Powell, that is the central bank chairman, coming and giving a speech to us. And what he says is basically on the rate statement with a little changing things. But the most important is the questions from the journalists. Those journalists always ask good questions, like, what are you planning for the next one? As we saw, strong labor market, but a lower inflation number, you think that there is a possibility for 3 cuts this year? And we will try to answer, of course, the neutralist way as possible, because he tries to say that the central bank will be always following the data-dependent approach. But we all know that the data-dependent approach will, yes, of course, happen. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. But what I'm trying to say is there's a possibility, if we know that they are data dependent and he says to us, look, there's a possibility even to hike if the CPI comes high. We will have to watch the CPI and trade the event of the CPI on a short euro dollar, let's say, on a long USD JPY, because the US dollar will be very strong. If it happens the opposite, then we're short. Okay, so basically, what I'm looking at the FOMC is a pause and a somewhat neutral to, I wouldn't say hawkish, because it won't be hawkish. Like trying to maintain the approach of it's under control. Okay, when it's not. We all know they're doing a pretty good job in lowering the rates, but there's a lot to do. Okay, so for now, I continue to believe on a strong US dollar. And if we look here and put on the 4 hours chart, we do definitely have room to continue upside. Okay. If we get the Fibonacci here, just briefly touch the 61, coming back up. If we break this stop here on the 38, most likely we will continue to go up. To who? To where? Sorry. Take this one off as well. So let's say that this is the bottom here. First target I would be looking at is the 112 and 115 level. Okay. If that continues to go up and break through here, okay, then 115 would be the target. All right. Cool. So with that, most likely what can possibly happen with the euro dollar is go down. So if you get the euro dollar here, there are some big banks. I was reading some research talking about even parity. Okay, so basically 1. Or there are some other banks talking about 97. Okay. Sorry. 97. So these are the 2 targets I've been seeing on bank reports. To be honest, I do believe on the 1, the parity. Okay. I'm not too sure about the 97, but I definitely believe on the 1. Okay. Most likely, if we see a pullback, it's where I would preferably be looking to enter. Wait, let me just zoom out. If we see a small pullback, it's where I would look to enter, but there's really, really a lot of room to be looking euro dollar down here this week. Okay. All right. Cool. Any questions? How is everyone doing? Let me take a little bit more water here. Cool. Now, last topic of the day. What am I looking at? Well, let's have a look on my trades. So I have 2 trades that I've posted idea today. First one is short gold. Okay. So yes, I'm short gold. I've talked about the pullback here and an uptrend, and now I've seen the possibility of us most likely going down, okay, to this area here. So I'm short on gold and I'm long on USD Chinese yuan. So basically Chinese yuan. And this is the reason because of probably potential hawkish central bank from the FOMC and a very weak PMI data from China. So couple up with the OpenAI sort of, the whole thing that is happening into the stock market, I do believe on a up move for the US dollar and a down move for the Chinese yuan, and expressing this on a long USD CNH, okay, Chinese yuan. USD JPY has fallen very sharply. This CAD is still in a range. Do we wait for breakout? Then a rest of the range. USD CAD, I'm long. I'm still in a long down here. Okay. So USD CAD, I'm long. TP is very close, but it's a 1 to 2 trade. So it's a 1% risk to 2% reward. It's not a bad trade. So my entry is already gone, I would say. I'm just looking to wait now for the take profit. Well, the long gold, I've mentioned about this trade. So come back down and then go up here. Yes, that was a good trade. And that would be it. There's not much. I think I'm waiting for FOMC to take more, I would say, considerations. But Eurodollar looks very good, down to 102.800, 103, I would say, for this week. So I would be looking to short Eurodollar this week. All right, guys. I think I've explained everything I would like to. What do you mean by gold TP entry? You've take profit on gold. Is that what you mean? Didn't got it very well. But as I say, guys, I think I could pass it over everything I wanted to. Let me just come back to here. We've talked about the NVIDIA chaos. Should we long it? Well, my opinion is a yes. I would be long NVIDIA. Not at the moment, like not straight away from the bat, but there's a huge opportunity there when we think about the risk-reward sort of thing that can go right and can go wrong, because NVIDIA is one of the top producers of chips, the quant chips. That it doesn't matter from who is going to buy, if it's going to be OpenAI with much more bigger lot, or if it's going to be smaller business trying to start the AI industry. Both of them will be buying from the same place, So there's only one market that you can go in your city, and that's NVIDIA. So basically, that's it. The whole population is buying from NVIDIA. So there's definitely an opportunity on the right price. Okay. FOMC set to hold interest rates again this week. Yes. Most likely they won't have any changes into the interest rates. But what is most important is the rhetoric that Jerome Powell will be looking to imply into the market. And how will currencies react towards this market? Most likely stronger US dollar, weaker euro, weaker Canadian dollar, weaker Chinese yuan because of the PMIs, weaker Mexico pesos as well, somewhat strong Japanese yen, and just don't know where to go. Gold, I will be looking to short this week. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. We'll be here tomorrow again from 5 to 6. And I see you guys there. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.